This is Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox.
And it's Financial Straight Talk, our podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. However you are, downloading, subscribe to the feed. Make sure you share it with someone you love. If you leave a rating or a review, we really appreciate that. It helps other people find this podcast. And the star of the show here, the president and founder of Wadadley Financial Group, an independent financial advisor, the father of financial dragons, the chief engineer of the Wheelbarrow of Wisdom, and I hear he's getting to be pretty good at karate, the tax ninja, Jim Fox, the financial straight talker himself. How are you doing, sir?
Good, Jerry. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. The swings on Wall Street been pretty intense lately, to put it lightly. And a lot of people, they watch a little bit too much news and not enough financial straight talk, and they start to panic. But financial author Robert Prechter, who wrote a book called The Socioeconomic Theory of Finance. Say that 5 times.
Can't wait to read that one.
He told Fox Business that there really is no need to panic.
To me, the key is to not worry too much about the day by day. You can see once the bear bites how much it can take away in a short period of time. The stock market has been the most overpriced and overowned it has ever been. So we're going to very calmly just sit and wait. And when everything changes and we see indicators on a long-term basis that are back at least in neutral, if not bullish, then we'll change our minds. But right now we just say stay in your bunker and watch the show.
Jim, if your dad heard what he just said, I know exactly what word he would use, and we can say it on the radio, mealy mouth, talking out of both sides. He said a lot of words, didn't make a lot of sense to me. But there are some advisors who are out there that might say, don't panic, hang in there, stay the course, the market always comes back. Jim, I know the answer to this question. I think I know what you're going to say anyways, but is that really good advice right now?
I mean, here's the reality. If you didn't have a plan going into all this volatility, then, sometimes you're kind of made that bed and you got to lay in it for a while, right? I mean, that's the problem. And, I'll kind of give you our version of what he just said is that you got to be very cautious of emotional decisions, right? That's one of the things we have to talk about. And those emotional decisions happen on both sides, right? When things are really good, when things are really bad, a lot of emotions, they're different emotions, right? You have that little bit of panic, that anxiety versus that manic state, that excitement, that greed, right? Those are your two different sides. But what we need to understand is this is an example of having a plan. Markets are crazy. We don't know what they're going to do. Think about it on the news. We're even talking about Iran. Who knows what Iran's going to do? Who knows what China's going to do? Who knows what the stock market's going to do? Who knows what the Fed's going to do? Let's make life simple. Who knows what president we're going to have, right? There's all these other things. So stop trying to hyper focus on the things we can't control and let's focus on the things that we can. What are those? Well, simply put, you know how much money you need to have in retirement. Like, you have an idea of it. Maybe not down to the penny, but you have a good idea. Imagine if you were to have a plan that was built that would provide that income, say, in addition to your Social Security, whatever it is you need. No matter if the markets go up or down, you're getting that income. Doesn't that give you a little bit of confidence to not have to have a panic attack every time the markets have a hiccup?
Well,
or you know what? Maybe rightfully so, a big hiccup, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we know what the market does, Jim. It goes up, it goes down, and it goes sideways. And that's really kind of all it does.
That is all it does. And that's the key here is that so many people, and I love him to death, right? We'll talk about John real quick, one of the advisors in the office. I love him to death. So, we came in that day that the markets were all crazy and he said, oh my God, the phones are going to ring off the hook. Oh, da. And you know what? When you build a plan for somebody and the phone does ring, you say, this is why we built the plan the way we did. Has your time frame changed? Has your income needs changed? The answer to that question 9 out of 10 times is always going to be no. Why? Well, we planned for this, right? That is what this is all about, is having a plan that allows you to navigate those emotional waters, because that's what we're talking about here. We're just talking about emotions. Jerry, this week we have PPI, we have a bunch of earnings, we have the wholesale, whatever, CPI, we have all those things coming, right? Are things going to be good or bad? Who knows? But all I can tell you is that in a week or two, we're going to forget about that and there's going to be a new problem on the horizon. Dad always said, look, you're either dealing with a problem You're just getting rid of a problem, or hang on because there's a problem right around the corner, right? And that is the reality of the stock market. Now, normally you can weather storms when you're young. That is the benefit. When you're 20, 30, or 40, who really cares? Because you got 20, 30, 40, 50 years before you use your money. But Jerry, when you're 55, when you're 65, or when you're 70, you don't have the time to weather storms. So that's why the plan matters. So I just want to kind of paint a quick picture for each and every one of you on what a plan should look like. And what I want you to do is ask yourself, do you have a plan like this? Is this what yours looks like? We have two buckets. One bucket's job is very simply put to provide the income that you need to have in retirement. It doesn't matter if the markets go up or down because it's providing the income for you. It's paying you out each and every month. And the other bucket is filled with all kinds of market stuff. It goes high, it goes low, it goes sideways. Jerry, as long as you got enough money in that first bucket, do you really care short term what happens in the other bucket? The answer is no. Absolutely not. No. The problem is most people have 1 million buckets or 500 buckets or 300 buckets or 100, but whatever it is, they got buckets everywhere and they're trying to figure out every single day, where do I pull my money from? That is not a plan. We need to have a plan built around you being able to have the income you need so you can enjoy the life that you want to enjoy without dealing with all of the noise every time the market goes up or down. Guys, there's one thing, and Jerry, I don't get to use the word guarantee. Our compliance team is having a heart attack because I just said that word out loud. And I don't get to say it very often, but there's one thing that Jim Fox can guarantee to each and every one of you. We have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring. We have no idea at all. So building a plan that makes sense, that is logical, and imagine if it just had a little bit of straight talk to it, a little bit of common sense, that you are able to weather these storms. And that's what we do each and every week. That's what the people that come into our office have, is because we talk about common sense, not turning your 100,000 into 10 million. Okay. Go buy a lottery ticket if that's what you want to do, because we don't play that game here. Instead, we want that steady income. We want you to be in a position where you can enjoy retirement. You worked way too long. You've sacrificed way too much to watch the markets have a hiccup and you have a heart attack. I want you when the markets go down to say, you know what? Let's go have margaritas. Hey, let's go have a steak. You know why? That is what a financial plan looks like, because it's all about income. It's all about enjoying your money. It's the conversion of saved assets into an income stream. And so many of you right now don't even have a clue what I'm saying. If you want to get more information, make sure that you go to the show notes. Click on the link there, and it's going to take you to our webpage. Fill out that form. Someone from my team will reach out to you. If you're like me and a little impatient, don't hesitate. Go to our website, getfst.com. We'll make sure that we get in touch with you from there.
Or just visit Jim online, getfst.com. And Jim, you've said before, your door is always open for a second opinion on a plan that someone's either been doing on their own, or maybe they had another advisor for a few decades. Sometimes that leads to that person switching to your services. Now, when that happens, what are the reasons that they say that they decide to come work with you? And does that make things more difficult?
So, I always tell people, and I want to just acknowledge it when somebody comes into the office. You are breaking up with somebody that you potentially have had a relationship with for years, decades, right? So I want to acknowledge that this is not an easy decision. So knowing that, I want you to really feel like this is the right move for you and your family. And here's how we do that. First thing we do is we throw all the sales out the window. They're gone. We're not here to sell you anything, okay? Listen, I have enough trouble taking care of the right financial decisions for my family. I am not wanting to make all your financial decisions. I want to partner with you. I want to work with you. I want to show you the pros and cons of the decisions, the options that you have to make. And we work together. That's what Wadadley means. Together. That's what the name means, Wadadley. Work together to put you on the right path to accomplish whatever goals you have. So when we sit down with somebody, the first thing I always tell them, nothing is for sale. That's the first thing I do. Now, once I do it, why do people leave their existing advisors? Well, some of them just have been getting no real advice at all. Met with somebody the other day. She said, I haven't talked to my guy in 5.5 years. How do you do that? How I would love to try not to call some of my clients for 5.5 years and they'd come to the door and kick a hole in the window, you know? I mean, it's crazy to me that you give somebody your money and you don't have any communication with them. But see, it's not just lack of communication. There are a lot of advisors that, as you said earlier, mealy mouths. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. They're not getting good, simple, easy to digest and easy to understand information. That is what our goal is, to make these complex economic kind of scenarios easy for you, regardless if you're a teacher, an engineer, a fireman. You know, we have rockets, a legitimate real rocket scientist with 2 PhD. We have all these people, right? Everybody talks at a different level. Everybody thinks differently. Our job is to make this a simple, easy to follow plan that no matter where you're at on that spectrum, you're able to follow it and make sense of it. The other big thing that we need to do is make sure that we're focusing on the things that matter. See, Jerry, if you're 65 years old and you have a $2,000 a month shortfall for you to be able to retire and you need your investments to generate $2,000 a month, well, guess what? The important conversation for you is what? Income. That's what matters. But if you're a retired military, retired NASA worker, you've got a surplus of $2,000 a month of income through your pensions and Social Security, but you have a special needs child at home. Income isn't the important conversation here, right? What's going to be important? Making sure that after you're gone, that special needs child is taken care of. Everybody has a different story. And that's one of the things that I see a lot of people in my industry miss, is trying to make everybody into the next gazillionaire, right? Turn them into, make all this money. Some people, Jerry, they just want to have stability.
Sure.
They just want to know that they don't have to ride these ups and downs. You know, we went to Universal for the Orlando Informer event, and I'll give them a little plug.
Okay.
If you need to go to amusement park, go Orlando Informer meetup, look it up online. Jerry, we got there at 5:00. There was less than a 5-minute wait for any ride after 9 o'clock. It was beautiful.
It takes more than 5 minutes at any, Chick-fil-A, you're not getting through there in 5 minutes.
It was amazing, okay? And free food everywhere. Every drink you could want minus alcohol, you had to pay for that. It was totally included. But we went there, and I'm getting too old to ride roller coasters. That's what I've come to realize. I love them, but my body doesn't like the jarring and the upside down and the acceleration. And you know what? I had to start sitting out a few of the rides. But you know what was great? Hunter and River, they're old enough now. We'd let them run off and take the rides. Each of us is built a different way. We all look at things differently. Some of us love roller coasters. Some of us hate them. Some of y'all can't even ride a merry-go-round because it'll make you sick. My point is, when we sit down with you, we want to determine what level of volatility can you handle? How much of a roller coaster can you handle, and build that plan around you? Because so many people, and this is the last point, they work with people who cookie cut every plan. When I say to you that your plan is unique to only you, I got to stress it. It is unique to only you. It's your numbers that we're working off. It's your risk tolerance. It's your tax story. It's your Social Security. It's your family story that we want to be a part of. And we want to build that plan. And the problem is, my industry has done such a horrendous job in helping middle income Americans. If you were Jeff Bezos, if you were Elon Musk, and you've say got 10, 12, 30, 40, $100 million, I promise you're getting the best service you could get. But if you're some schmucky middle class American like us, guess what? It's like trying to sell you this or sell you that. When I built Volatility Financial Group, it was all about being different. It was all about bringing that Wall Street to Main Street. And I even hate saying that because that's one of the hooks that people say out there.
Right.
I want to build a plan for you and your family, and it's about relationships. There is the key word. Our job is to build a relationship with you and your family so we can work through the great times, and even during the bad times, we can sit down, because you don't always like me when I tell you shouldn't buy something. You know that my recommendations are solid based on your needs. That's what we do. So I get it. If you're not getting the service that you want, if you're not sure if this person is doing the right job for you, the only thing I can encourage you to do, click on the link there. there, and it's going to take you to our webpage. Fill out that form. Someone from my team will reach out to you. If you're like me and a little impatient, don't hesitate. Go to our website, getfst.com. We'll make sure that we get in touch with you from there.
All right, click on the link in the show notes if you'd like to talk to Jim about, hey, am I still on the right track for retirement? We make it easy for you. Click that link in the show notes or just go on over to getfst.com, getfst.com. Jim, that's all the time that we've got for today. I always want to remind people, hey, if you learned something, if you liked what you heard, share it with someone you love, leave us a rating, a review, get subscribed to that feed. For now, Jim, I'll let you have the last word.
Thanks so much, Jerry. Well, guys, every week, Jerry and I want to say thank you. We know that you have tons of options when it comes to getting financial information, and we're just honored to be one of those resources. So if there's anything we can do for you, don't hesitate. Reach out, let us know, and we'll be glad to help out. But on behalf of myself and the rock doctor himself, Mr. Jerry Payne, I want to thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Financial Straight Talk.
Thanks for listening to Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox. To learn more, visit getfst.com.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Wadadley Financial Group. Wadadley Financial Group is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Wadadley Financial Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Wadadley Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any government agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Wadadley Financial Group.